Okay. All right. So, okay. So, this is a sign for happen, if in case you haven't seen it. Happen. So it's the two fingers, the two hands rotate down, kind of like a turnstile or something closing. Okay. Happen. 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 This is to have pity or feel sorry for. So it's the middle fingers, and it's sort of like emotions, feelings. I'm aiming towards you. So oftentimes when I bring up this kind of stuff in conversation on purpose, because that's how I teach, um, people will say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's awful. Oh, why not?" Making suggestions, right? So it all comes up pretty naturally. Um, but I want to explore now all those examples and how can we add that recurrence, or is it uninflected? It just happened once. Is it continuous? And one of the things that I want you to think about is as you're telling that story, the verb of the sickness or the symptom needs to match the time that you say. So if you say yesterday, me, sick, blah, that matches. If you go yesterday, me, but, I threw up all week, right? That spread. But you could go, I just kept throwing up. If you've ever had food poisoning, that can often be like every hour, blah, 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 hour, hour, right? So hour. Right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, blah, 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 blah. So there are lots of ways you can play with these. And we call this temporal aspect, so how things occur over time. Um, and there's vocab that will help with that. So if it's every morning, every afternoon, every night, we want to use that sweep across the calendar week. So every morning, every afternoon, every night. Okay? Um, every day is slightly different. We know, I think we've probably learned yesterday and tomorrow. So to show yesterday's and tomorrow's, we brush the A, and it's kind of an open A every day. Every day. It's not hitting against, it's brushing past. And it's not ant, which is circular. Every day is actually a recurring sign. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Boom, boom, boom. Every week is, and for most of these other ones, it's just going to be showing repeating that sign. So every week, and you can even show working your way down the calendar. You can incorporate numbers every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Every month, the sign for month is this, right? So every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. And it's always going to be back to back because if you turn it this way, you're going to jam up on the knuckles and that can hurt. So every month, every hour. We did up till now. And okay, so those are all recurring, right? Um, anyways, I'm gonna skip over the up till now often because there's a couple of variations and I want to double check to see what which is in which book. So the continuous is slightly heavier sign. And that's the best way I can describe it, because if you're going to say all morning, you're kind of scooping, right? So you're signing morning, you're just doing it in slow motion. Like all morning, all afternoon, all night, all day, right? So there's a slight weight to it to show that time is passing. All week, same idea. All month. So that idea that time is just moving so slowly. All hour. Boom. I had to wait for a whole hour for that to happen, right? And the same thing, you can go up to now, and you can pair them up. You can do 1 hour up to now, 1 week, right? So you can say it's been till right now, and then something changed. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So another dialogue that we will play with is like, if someone's like, oh my God, is that really true? And this is a sign for true and false, if you remember. So really? Oh, that's awful, right? This means to continue. What it is it's like the sign for now, but it keeps moving forward, right? So continue. It keeps on going. Really? Oh my God. And another response to like, and when they say points are recurring, what they're saying is, it's instructions for the instructor to write these things on the board and point recurring, and then go like every morning feet swell up. Like if you have a relative who has some, who at night, by the time it gets to night, their feet have swollen up, and then rest, and it goes down, right? Feet, right? So every morning, right? So you can show that recurrent. If it's continuous, right? So it's hard to make a circular motion of that. But if you hold it, then it makes like boom, boom, boom. Hit my thumb with a hammer, and for a whole week it's been swollen up. And again, you wouldn't do this because that shows motion, right? So it's just continuous. It just keeps on going. So now there's a chance to play with. If I had these on the board right now, we could look at like vomit once, or continuous, or every day. Same thing. In the one video, they talk about showering and being itchy. Cold. Have you had up to now 1 week? And that sort of, or every year, spring, cold, cold, cold. Sore throat. If you can't figure out a way of showing the ailment or the symptom, you can just do this to show it continues and continues and continues. Oh, why are you doing that? All right. If you do it really slow, every day. So sometimes there may not be as much of a change to the sign, but we can partner it with a time sign to make that clear. Okay. So you've got both of those tools at your fingertips, literally. So we could go through them. We'll go through them all in class. But there is a homework assignment. It's set up as a quiz. but where we go through it and you watch these little GIFs, these little short video clips, and decide, do the time signs and the sign for the ailment, are they uninflected, which means they happen once? Are they regularly recurring, or are they continuous? Okay, so that's a homework slash quiz that's set up in Canvas. And this is the instruction video with examples of each of the three. Okay, it's really dry in here. And then, these are actually, I put these in because I want to replace the more blurry ones that appeared before. So it's the same things. These are the digital files as opposed to the old ones I had that had scanned the actual textbook. So now we can, these are instructions for going through and explaining each of the different things. We can have dialogues where we practice this stuff if we don't feel like we're hitting it in class in the discussions. And then again, I put those same review stuff, and these are just slides I need to edit, so I will cut them out from there. So that is 14.3. Again, I chopped up what was a big chapter into a bunch of little ones so that hopefully it helps you kind of go through and we can be a little bit more clear with them. All right.